and ends up stumbling upon a ritual site.
This facility is you need special access. Murders out there, gang initiations, all kind of stuff. Turn around, run, hide. He is watching you.
A lot of times people don't believe the devil's real. They don't believe the demonic's real.
There's a sleeping bag with something inside of it.
Do they know it was human blood?
He claimed he conjured her from hell.
People dismiss the idea of demons. They dismiss it completely, but yet believe in God. If Satan is real, or if demons are real.
Okay, today we're looking at a clip from the Joe Rogan podcast episode 2020 where he has a guest on who's a wildlife hunter and ends up stumbling upon a ritual site. Now, the shocking part about this video is Joe Rogan's response basically goes, if demons are real, this is terrifying. Spoiler alert, Joe, they are real. If you want to talk about them, bring me on your podcast. But seriously, this is a pretty interesting video. The guy on the podcast says he's a Christian, actually, in the video. I saw this first. Ruslan reacted to it. I want to react to it and give my input on it. And if you guys see me pausing and stopping, these are reaction videos. So due to copyright, we actually have to pause and stop. We can't just play through and watch them. But let's watch this and we'll take a look at Joe Rogan's response and then I'll give you my thoughts. Here we go.
Pythons.
This is the Python cowboy who says he's a Christian, but he is a wildlife hunter.
I was out there, hunting these snakes, and this facility is you need special access. I was given special access by the state of Florida to remove pythons from out there. And nobody can just go back out there, but people do go out there, as you can see from the graffiti and different stuff like that. Usually to do stuff that they're not supposed to do. There's a lot of crimes committed. Like
rituals.
Out there. There's been murders out there, gang initiations, all kind of stuff.
So they have a pentagram that's...
So... yeah, it's a whole thing. So we go out there. The first thing I came across was a big rock pile with...
And I just want to say viewer discretion is advised. If you're younger and these things scare you or scary stories scare you, click off of this video right now. I think your mom's calling and wants you to go clean your room. So yeah, just so you know, if you're younger, you should probably click off this video because this is probably going to scare you what he stumbled upon.
A upside down wooden cross on top and a bunch of red spray painted upside down crosses all over. And you could tell the cross, I think, was burnt a little bit. And it wasn't, crazy, super crazy.
And I just want to say, if God's not real, if the cross isn't real and Jesus isn't real, why is all these demonic rituals always upside down crosses burned? Why are they using the cross and defaming the cross and defiling the cross if Christianity isn't real? Why is the devil so threatened by the cross? Just food for thought.
It was like, oh, this is new. This wasn't out here a few days ago. And then I found this little doll. And as I kind of investigated that doll more, a little red scarlet snake actually came up and wrapped around her neck.
Yeah.
And I picked up this, there it is. I picked up the scarlet snake and, which, it was kind of weird that there's a live snake, a red snake on this doll. And I've caught a lot of snakes in my life. And that is the only one that was bleeding out of its anus. There was blood coming out of its beehole.
I love how clean this guy is. He's like, he says beehole. Sorry, I don't know why, but it just made me.
I don't know why. Who knows what? It was a little weird to me. And then the night just kind of gets weirder from there. You see the red lettering in the other clip. It was a big Latin saying, like 100 foot long, pretty much, on the road. I drove over it. We later translated it to turn around, run, hide, he is watching you. Go further into the complex, and there's these big abandoned buildings. I go into the building, still just python hunting. Like, who knows what these kids are doing out here. I thought it was strange, the Latin, your average kid just messing around, don't know Latin sayings like that. And then I come to this big room where there's the big pentagram. In the middle of the pentagram, there is a three-legged plastic chair with a blood stain in the bottom of it where you could tell something was killed, sacrificed.
And guys, this stuff is real. Absolutely, this was a ritual site. If you're a Christian that you are in spiritual warfare, you're casting out demons, this would not shock you to stumble upon this. You'd be like, oh yeah, this is a ritual site. But someone that's not used to spiritual warfare or doesn't know about the demonic realm or the spiritual realm or just a regular average Christian, this would absolutely freak them out because this is this is real. And a lot of times people don't believe the devil's real. They don't believe the demonic's real. How can you turn on your television for 5 minutes in the day that we live in and not believe demons are real? How could you turn on the news for 10 minutes and not realize that a lot of the stuff going on with these agendas are demonic? But yeah, this is for sure real.
Whatever. On each wall, there's 3 walls. On each wall, there's upside down crosses, Latin sayings, and all kinds of stuff. As I'm kind of walking into the room, which, you know, I don't want to sound like a psycho or anything, but that doll from earlier grabbed my leg. I don't know if I kicked it, I didn't see it, or what, but that doll from the rock pile
creepy.
somewhere else, I don't know if it was another doll or what. I never seen that other doll. I kick it. It seemed like it grabbed me. It's that same doll from earlier. Same thing with the cross on its forehead.
You know, a lot of people have reported they've thrown away their Ouija boards and then their Ouija board reappears in their room. They're like, I've heard this before. I threw it in a dumpster and the Ouija board the next day was under my bed or in my closet. It kept returning. It was at my front door. I've heard these stories over and over again. So, you know, demons do have the power to move items and pick things up and stuff like that.
Forehead,
sure.
The one eye cocked over, the other eye messed up. And so, you know, it's very, very weird to me. It kind of like scared me.
So
right next.
it wasn't there.
Kind of
and then
scared
it was
me. I mean, you think, buddy, a doll grabbed your leg.
there.
That was
I didn't
somewhere else.
notice it. I didn't.
Look at Joe's face. He's like, what is this? And this is an hour and 20 minutes into this podcast.
Didn't
You
notice
didn't
it.
carry it over there.
No, I didn't touch it. I
So
didn't touch
did
it.
anybody else? Was anybody else
No.
with you?
I had 2
He's trying to rationalize. He's like, I don't understand. How did the doll get there?
guys with me that didn't even want to get out of the truck when they seen the first thing. They stayed in the truck.
So the same
They
doll
didn't
that you
touch
saw on
anything.
the rock pile somehow made its way to where you were?
Yep. I don't know if it's a duplicate doll or what, but it's
Was
same.
there more than one of those dolls?
Only doll I seen. Only doll
Joe he is like, what is
I seen.
happening?
I'm not big on the whole supernatural thing, so I'm real doubtful of it in the first place. But to me, it was the same doll from earlier. I did not see it until it hit my foot. Right next to that doll, there is a saying on the ground that says, "The omen will follow."
yeah.
Which to me was like the creepiest thing of the whole thing. Was like, you know, that if you interact with any of this spirit's going to follow you.
Yeah, he's right on. He's right on. If you stumble across a ritual site, don't start interacting with stuff. If you find a Ouija board under your closet from the house you bought, don't start trying to play with it. I know people that have played Ouija board that are personal friends of mine, and then that spirit followed them home, and they spent like 2 years trying to get rid of the spirit that followed them from playing the Ouija board. If you open the doors, the omen, which is demons, the devil, the demons, they will follow you. So, yeah.
Which
don't mess
I'm
with this stuff.
Christian. I believe in God, and I
Christian,
wasn't worried. You know, I
AW.
know the good Lord has my back.
Said
but-
the good Lord has my back. I like that.
Very strange, right? Very strange. As we go through, there's all kind of different stuff. In one of the rooms, there's a sleeping bag with something inside of it. I don't think it was a body, anything like that. Police went out there, investigated it. I didn't investigate further past that. Something was inside the sleeping bag, and on the walls there was looked like red spray paint, and it said she was only 9. We gave her to the devil, like basically talking about sacrificing a child. And then you have this.
This video is for sure getting demonetized from that statement. So, goodbye monetization.
Little girl's gown that's nailed to the wall with like a dark red stain on it.
Oh,
That's
geez.
so
Yeah.
gross.
And what was
morbid,
the investigation?
demonic.
Did you follow up and find out what they found out?
I never heard anything from it. I'm assuming they never found much from it because I never heard anything from it.
Did they know it was human blood that was in the chair?
I don't know.
Or on the...
I don't know. I would like to think it's red spray paint, but I don't know. I don't know.
What?
For the sake of the story, who knows what it was.
Yeah.
So, you know, we continue on with our hunt. We end up starting to get out of there. The guys are like, dude, we want to go. We don't like this. I'm like, all right, you know, let's pack it up. Let's go. So we start making our way out, and
I'm sorry. How is he going to say beehole and then cuss right there? That's just a little bit weird.
I see flashlights. I mean, there's one road in, one road out. There's a gate at the end of it. You can't drive a vehicle in. And I mean, we're miles out here. You have to drive miles to then walk miles, right? So I see this flashlight bouncing on the side of the road as I'm driving out, and I'm like, who the is this? No, I've never seen anyone out here in my life, ever. Getting closer to him. I have my pistol in my truck. I put my pistol on my lap, you know, just in case. As I'm getting closer, about to kind of pass the guy's like, Mike. It's my name. I'm like, what the I'm definitely shooting this guy. Like, what the you know?
Creepy.
And he's like, I love your Instagram. I was like, oh
no.
and I'm like, dude, what are you doing out here? He's like, oh, I seen on your story a couple days you were out here python hunting, so I figured I'd come out here and take a look. He was with a buddy. And I'm like, you know, that's awesome. You know,
That's better than devil worshippers.
yeah. I'm like, good luck to you. But I found some crazy back there. And it is fresh. Like someone was just back there doing some satanic You know, be careful. Look out for yourself. I go on my way. I talked to him the next day. He said 5 minutes after he left me, he heard a bunch of gunshots back there, and he rolled out, left.
What in the world?
So those people were still there.
Sure as seems like it.
Holy
Shit seems like it. So I do a little more investigating in myself. It turns out Aerojet, that facility itself, has this, which I've done a whole YouTube video on it. Definitely check it out. It's interesting. Has a whole satanic history. The founder of Aerojet, the guy who was working with NASA and the federal government on these space rockets, was a...
Oh, we're going down the hole now. Hey, I'm telling you, this stuff's real. A lot of these high up people are involved in these rituals, demonic practices. The reason why they got so high up is because what the Bible calls the ruler of this world gave them power, gave them authority, gave them their influence. I don't think everything's demonic, but a lot of these high ups, guys, they're definitely involved in this stuff.
Public Satanist,
not conspiracy.
Jack Parson, was a public Satanist who supposedly died in some kind of experiment, some say a satanic ritual, an explosion. And
what the man? Look at this guy.
Oh yeah, very public Satanist. He practiced what was called sex magic, and you know, you can imagine what that's all about. And so his wife, who he I think it was his second wife, I'm not sure what, he claimed he conjured her from hell, that she was a demon, an elemental from hell. Her name was Marjorie Kimmel, the same name as my grandmother.
So this guy's a legit rocket scientist for NASA.
Full-blown Satanist.
Wow.
Public Satanist. Yeah.
What year was this?
60s, 70s. Cold War. Wow. And then Aerojet's still a thing too, you know. It's I think it's out in Texas or I don't know what, but
bro, this is a flat out horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And that rabbit hole goes way deeper.
Okay, watch Joe Rogan's reaction. Okay, so we're 10 minutes in, 12 minutes in. Maybe you're still here. Maybe you don't have a TikTok goldfish brain, so you're still able to watch these long form videos. But listen to Joe Rogan's reaction to all of this.
Way deeper.
The occult history behind NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, you know, that spot is
Jamie, will you send me that, please?
Significant for satanic rituals. And that happened during the Easter moon, which is also, I found out, I didn't know this before, high activity for satanic rituals for whatever reason. They think that it's a better time to link or I don't know what. But,
oh, God.
Yeah, it wasn't just some, you know, oh, we're laughing about it. It was like a real deal. They were trying to do something out there.
You know what's really terrifying? People dismiss the idea of demons. They dismiss it completely, but yet believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to say, Joe. People dismiss the idea of demons, yet they believe in God. But they don't think demons are real. Demons are absolutely real. And just the fact that he's getting exposed to this stuff is good because he's realizing, oh, yeah, these demons are real. And it's
like if
for
you
him
tell people
terrifying.
that you saw the devil, they're like, okay.
Yep.
Mike saw the devil. Here, Mike, we drinking. What we doing, Mike?
Even a swamp too long.
Licking toads, Mike. Yeah, what the you up to?
Yeah.
But if you tell them that, you know, God spoke to you, people will listen.
Mm-hmm.
If Satan is real, or if demons are real, if
they are
really are a real thing, and these occultists really can summon them, You know how fucking terrifying that would be.
Dude,
They are real. The Bible says in Ephesians 6, our battle is not flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, spirits, persons without bodies. We are fighting persons without bodies. Demons are absolutely real. When Jesus came, he was the first person to deal with demons and gave the disciples authority. And that's why in Luke 10, they came back and said, even the demons obey us in your name. And as Christians, we have authority over demons. I've seen thousands of people get demons cast out of them. I've been delivered before. It's a real thing. It's much more common than you think. Joe Rogan, let me know if you want me to get on the podcast and tell you about this. But for real, these are absolutely real. Demons are 100% real. And the fact that the church ignores them, the world ignores them is you're only hurting yourself if you ignore them.
Just to find out that's real. But isn't that like the old saying, the greatest thing that Satan's ever done?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And
he was trying to say the greatest thing that Satan's done is convince people he's not real. That is his greatest tactic. And that's why he's winning against the church. Because if you don't know he's real, you're not going to fight him. If you don't realize demons are real, then you're not going to oppose them.
I look at the world we're in right now, Joe, and everything going on.
Amen,
and
brother.
To me, it's hard to believe that there ain't something meddling or something.
Amen, brother.
I mean, it's just
something pulling on
there's
the strings
some dark energy right now
of human behavior, right? Like, what would cause someone to...
Something pulling on the strings of human behavior. That's exactly what they do, Joe, is they pull on the strings of human behavior. They influence, they give thoughts, they give desires, they give inclinations. This is the job of a demon. They're literally persons without bodies. Personalities that have no body that influence people to do their bidding. They want you to do what they want you to do, and they convince you it's you wanting to do it, and that's why you have all these insane crimes. Most of them are demonic. Normal, average people are not committing these crazy crimes, these rituals. These are demonic spirits influencing people, convincing them to do it.
Want to embrace Satanism. What would cause someone...
A demon?
What would cause someone to even... Let's just pretend that was just fake and they had a doll and they spray painted everything. Like, what the are you doing? And you're way
out there. Dude, that's such a commitment. That's like...
And the fact that there's a deep history of Satanism
to bring all that
attached.
stuff out there. Yeah. It's crazy.
And the scary thing is, you know that there are people that sacrifice people. That's happened. That's a real thing. Whether that's happening right now, it's just cognitive dissonance that keeps you from believing it's possible.
A buddy of mine.
So they go into another story. The bottom line reality is God keeps putting these guests on Joe Rogan's podcast to talk to him, to witness to him. I think Joe Rogan's on the verge of getting saved and hearing the gospel. He's heard it over and over again from his guests. But this is a real thing, and I'm glad that light is being shed on it. The devil is absolutely real. Demons are real. We've been made it our mission to teach the church, to train the church. We're the crazy Christians because we believe in what Jesus did. Jesus literally cast out demons everywhere. He told the disciples to do it, and then the Bible tells us to do it. Yet if you actually try and do it or talk about it, you're labeled a crazy Christian. I'm cool with the label. That's fine. I've been labeled since the day I got saved. I was an atheist when I got saved. I didn't care about being a Christian. I really don't care that people label me this crazy Christian because I believe in demons or deliverance. Trust me, we're going to continue to see this becoming a topic of conversation. The darker the world gets, the more people are going to talk about the demonic. The demonic is real. I have an entire playlist. I'll link it in the description on deliverance training people how to cast out demons, videos of demons being cast out. I would love to see someone that does deliverance, a legitimate exorcist. I'll volunteer. Go on the Joe Rogan show and share some of these stories and tell them about deliverance and a biblical standpoint of it because, yeah, it's real. I thought I'd cover this with you guys and share a little more in depth on this video and kind of watch through. A python hunter stumbles on a ritual site and Joe Rogan's spooked by it. You saw his reaction. He's like, this is absolutely terrifying if this is real. And it is real. It is real. We know it because the Bible tells us and we've experienced it over and over again. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I just want to share this reaction with you guys, give you my thoughts. Type still here in the comments if you're still watching. And remember, we are live Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Jump in the live streams. Why have I not seen you in a live stream? What are we going to do about you? Get in these live streams, support the ministry. All the links are down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. If you want to see me on the Joe Rogan podcast, let me know in the comments and let Joe Rogan know. We'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.